Well, happy weekend, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Inside West Virginia Politics. I'm your host, Mark Curtis. They've been busy in the nation's capital in Washington, D.C., so I want to introduce our friend, Congresswoman Carol Miller, Republican of West Virginia. Good to see you. It's been a while since you've been on the show.
It has been. I've been busy.
Yeah, I know you've been busy. Let's talk, first of all, we keep doing this thing with the budget. We continuing resolution to move it to March 1st or March 8th. Where the government could shut down again. I mean, how are we going to fix this once and for all and get all the appropriations bills, everything passed?
Well, for so many years they've done omnibuses, and we are trying very hard to do specific bills through appropriations that are more fiscally conservative instead of just shoving this, as you call, sausage making through. And it has been difficult. As you know, when you have extremes that are in any government, sometimes things can happen. And so we elected a new speaker, Mike Johnson, who is such a smart man, such a good man. He's a good Christian man, and he is a constitutional lawyer, very, very smart. So he inherits what has gone on between the White House and the Senate and the House. We are trying to work these things through to make people happy. I mean, we are trillions, 34 trillion, I think was the last count, in debt. Republicans are fiscally responsible, and we're trying to cut back. Some people want to cut back extremely. Others understand that you can do it incrementally and be better. And so that's where we are now with the March 1st, March 8th.
Okay, well, let's talk about an area that needs funding and money, and that's the border security, the southern border. What's the latest on that?
If you remember in 2018, and I'm saying build the wall, we need to take care of our border. I even put down some statistics, because last year 8 million people came into our country illegally, let alone the fentanyl and the trafficking, the things that are going on there. It's ridiculous. And that's part of why I didn't want to shut down the government, because we need to pay those border agents. We need to make sure that we are keeping our country safe. We need to take care of our people. And you know, now you're hearing from cities like Chicago and New York, and they're going, enough's enough.
One of the bills you got your fingerprints on and are supporting and introducing, the Pregnancy Center Support Act. What does that do if it's passed?
Well, we have these wonderful pregnancy centers throughout the country, and we have several in West Virginia. I know in Huntington, I've been to New Beginnings myself, and they promote and they help protect people who may have an unexpected pregnancy, or they're just confused or not sure how to do. They provide so many different support mechanisms, ultrasounds, diapers, counseling, even job counseling, but they help people through pregnancy. And so what this bill that I have introduced for people who want to donate to these pregnancy centers up to $10,000. 50% of it can be written off. And if you're a couple and it's $20,000, 50% of it can be written off.
We're down to a
taxes.
minute, and that's, I think, a write-off that's attractive to a lot of people, making that donation and getting a tax credit for it. You're also very involved in rural health, and again, we're down to a minute. What's being done to help this state, which maybe has the most critical rural health shortage in the country?
Well, we do, and I think are number one in kidney disease, and so I have been very active on that front, putting in bills about end-stage renal disease and trying to help. Probably the only good thing that came out of COVID was telehealth. And so there are issues. If you have to drive 5 hours to the hospital or wherever you're having your testing done, it's a real issue in rural health. So I'm on the Trade Subcommittee and the Health Subcommittee, and those are very vital to helping our economy and helping my state of West Virginia.
Oh, you're right. I just had 2 telehealth visits in the last 2 weeks with my doctors that I normally see in person, and they went great. So I'm certainly a big supporter of that. We want to thank Congresswoman Carol Miller, Republican from the 1st District here in West Virginia. We'll have you back before the primary in May, okay?
Thank you.
All right, great to see you.
Great to see you.
More of Inside West Virginia Politics after this break. Don't go away.